Our next speaker is Minsoo Kim. Minsoo Kim earned his degree in Christian leadership and spiritual formation with research centered on belonging, disability ministry, and how Southern Baptist churches embody the Great Commission and welcoming individuals of all abilities from Liberty University in Lynchburg, Virginia. His work on his PhD and as a special needs ministry intern at Thomas Road Baptist Church reflects a commitment to fostering inclusive discipleship, strengthening ministry leaders, and helping congregations cultivate Christ-centered community life. Minsoo's passion is to equip the church and reflect the unity, dignity, and diversity of the body of Christ. And today he'll be talking on the topic, The Whole Body, a Church for Everyone. Welcome, Minsoo.
Okay, today I want to talk to you about this topic, and I just want to jump in with 3 barriers that we face even at the church level right now. So we have physical barriers, like a ramp, like staircases, and as you can see on the photos, it's hard for a person like me in a wheelchair to get to point A to point B if there's a staircase in the middle. Yes, I can walk around, but on a big campus like this, it's harder for me to walk around. There's also social barrier. Am I actually welcomed? So sometimes when I go to church, I ask the question, do I feel like I can fit in here? Or do I have to do something extra to fit into the mold of the church? But the thing is, Jesus tells us to come as we are. Come as you are. Because every disability, God sees of an opportunity to use you to do greater things. But then we also have spiritual barrier where we're so darkened away from understanding the purpose that God has for our lives. So we have to make sure that we not overlook it, but embrace it, but welcome everyone around us. Okay, so what leaders with disability experience? So I guest lecture at Liberty for a evangelism class, and I cover the disability portion of the evangelism class. So, like myself, I want to serve other people despite the fact that I have a disability. This chair right now, it may just help me get to point A to point B, but the one good thing is that my heart is still beating. And if my heart is still beating, why do I want to waste my opportunity to share what God has done for me in my life? I'm thankful that someone was able to share the gospel with me and led me to Christ, and now I get to do the same thing with someone else. I get to tell them, hey, my life with this disability has taught me more than if I wouldn't have a disability. Because now I know where I'm going. Now I know where I'm going when I die. I get to go to heaven, and so my disability is temporary because I get to run around. I get to walk around when I get to heaven. Luke 14, that's a wonderful parable to know because there's a party going on in heaven right now, and we're missing out on it right now because we're currently on earth. However, when we get to heaven, we get to join everyone who went before us, and we get to worship God forevermore, even in heaven. And Johnny Erickson Tyler said it best. Disability ministry is not disability ministry until the disabled are ministering. Now, am I the perfect human being? No. Do I still make mistakes? Yes. But I still want to show up for Christ because God is wanting our weaknesses, and he wants it all. Not just part of us, he wants it all. So whether or not if you're, just like how we have Aaron and Moses. Moses has said, hey, I can't do it because I have a starting problem. But Jesus still used him anyway. There's so many people in the Bible that Jesus still used despite our weaknesses. So the Imago Dei, the image of God, and the body of Christ, where each and every one of us has an opportunity to advance the gospel. And the reality is, we are still excluded in some sense. However, when we do serve in the name of Christ, we get to see the other side of it. We get to see what's ahead of us in the future, and that's a glorified body. Revelation 21:4 says there'll be a day where there's no more pain, no more suffering, no more tears, and I can't wait for that day. All the pain that I face with my physical disability, this wheelchair, like I said before, it will all go away. I'll get to run around, and I can't wait for that day. And I like parties. Who doesn't like parties in here? Who doesn't like parties in here? So guys, why are we gonna try to miss the point of serving the people around us when there's a huge party in heaven waiting for us? Don't you want to bring someone with you to heaven? Because people like us, we don't get a golden ticket to heaven just because we have a disability. We need to know who Jesus is, and we also need to share exactly what we did on earth, of what we did about telling about Jesus here on earth, to be able to have that space in heaven. Okay, so what does a fully inclusive church look like? It's more than accessible spaces. It's about shared leadership. Let the people with disabilities serve in your church in whatever capacity that's possible. Don't just look at the disability and be like, hey, I don't know if you can do this. Let them try. Modify the opportunity for them so that they could feel included. You and I have the opportunity to go share the gospel, plant the seed of the gospel. So don't miss out on that blessing. And there's always space in heaven. I want to know how big heaven is, but the thing is, our finite mind will never understand that. It's so big that everyone in this earth should and could go to heaven as long as they accept Christ for themselves. And so there's no such thing as a golden ticket, like I said before. We all will be judged according to what we do here on earth. And making heaven crowded starts with including people. When we welcome people, when we include people to serve alongside you in ministry, or training them up to be disciples, to be sent out to somewhere else. So the final challenge that I want to give you guys is to build churches that welcome, disciple, and empower people with disabilities. Let them stop asking, how can we serve them? And start asking, how can we serve together? The church isn't whole until everyone belongs. And that's the key. Everyone has an ability of some sort. Just because you have a disability doesn't mean, hey, you can't be served here. No, even though you may not have the physical ability to do so, but you have other spiritual gifts. So allow them to use their spiritual gifts so that heaven can grow. Thank you, guys.